A quick recap of Radio Islam International segment Kara and Kasie.
Just a reminder to our listeners out there that today's program, or every Sunday, alhamdulillah, something very, very unique. Kara and Kasie. Where is Maulana Kara today? We're going to be crossing over live to Maulana Kara, inshallah, Maulana Naeem Docrat, as well as brother Mohamed Ameen, who are out in various areas, informal settlements this Ramadan, every Sunday, inshallah.
South Africa has many townships and the number of Muslims is growing rapidly. This short documentary highlights the developing Muslim community in the townships of South Africa.
For now, let us cross over to Maulana Muhammad Kara and find out where Maulana is today. Maulana, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ml Sajjaad to you and our listeners of Radio Islam International. Alhamdulillah, we made our way to the squatter camp, which is in Finetown. A wonderful atmosphere, subhanallah, the young children, alhamdulillah, through the fadl and karam of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Many heard we were coming, many waiting at the gates eagerly for the Radio Islam team. Alhamdulillah, we brought them all to the masjid. Young Maulana is young as, I think, 3-4 years old, alhamdulillah, Muslims. And in front of me, Maulana Naeem Sapul Bear, there's approximately 70-80 brothers, Maulana Naeem, am I correct? 70-80 young soldiers of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah make them all, da'is, inshallah, for his path.
Islam in the local townships of South Africa emerged in the late 1970s. However, due to various social impediments, it failed to surface convincingly. In case you missed the first week of Kara and Kasie, which came to you from Finetown this past week, Maulana Muhammad Kara interacted with the local Muslim community to get a feel of how they spent the month of Ramadan. The team also spent the night in the local township and partook in suhoor with the Muslim community.
Bilal Ismail, can you come to the front, brother? And inshallah, we start off today's live broadcast with the tilawat of the Quran Kareem. Now, brother, whatever you want to recite, inshallah, read from the Quran Kareem.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلة ولا شفاعة والكافرون هم الظالمون الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم صدق الله العظيم.
MashaAllah, he was not born a Muslim, he's a new Muslim. And just look at the words of the Quran Kareem fell from his mouth, talking about the sifat of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alright, MashaAllah, well done, my brother. And we're going to, inshallah, listen to a few of them.
An inspiring 1.5 hours interacting with the Muslim community in Finetown.
Being in the township, it's a real eye-opener. And I've been walking around quite a bit, taking some pictures for our social media. So our listeners can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, where we will be keeping them updated. It's quite a harsh reality that we live a few kilometers away from the township. So being here today to bring it to our listeners, making them aware, it's a fulfilling experience, especially being with Maulana Kara, as you mentioned.
حياة
There's just a few seconds left for the time of iftar to set in for the Johannesburg listeners. Reminder to the listeners out there, Durban was 5:11, Johannesburg 5:30, Port Elizabeth at 5:25 completed as well, and in Cape Town 5:53. Reminder as well, Allahumma laka sumtu wa bika amantu wa ala rizqika aftartu fataqabbal minni would be the dua to be recited at the time of iftar for our Johannesburg listeners.
Like a real brave heart in the radio. Qurbani brothers, sacrifice brothers, be ready to go out. So how was it, your night in the Kasie?
Maulana, let me just give you a roundup of our afternoon. You know, looking around me, I have Brother Mohamed Ameen here dressed up like an Eskimo. Maulana, really, you got to look at him. Naeem, Docrat, Brother Mohamed Ameen nagging for the last 3 hours, missing his mummy. I'm telling him, your mummy is not here. Rather say, Kara, I'm here with you. Then we have Naeem, Docrat here crying for his wife. Maulana, I'm going to tell you about the Sahri part, how Mohamed Ameen, decided to make an egg. I'm going to tell you that story in a bit or two. But let me just come back to yesterday afternoon, an update regarding how we spent our time here. Maulana, on arrival,
what Ramadan is like in what some people would refer to as a squatter camp. Now, Maulana, is there anything that caught you by surprise? Is there anything that you saw in the last 24 hours or so that you never expected to see?
Maulana, firstly, alhamdulillah, we just took 2 or 3 youngsters at random. I never expected them to read the Quran Kareem so beautifully. And when we started, I just said, you, my brother, what's your name? He said, Bilal. I said, you come on, you're going to read the Quran Kareem. And he read so beautiful Quran Kareem. And Maulana, people came as early as 5 o'clock. Asr Salah was 4:15. They went home. They came back 5 o'clock. And I noticed in the corner of the masjid, Maulana, if you see these people in the streets, you'll never say they're Muslims. And, alhamdulillah, they came there, everyone in their own corners, making the ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we're sitting up for Sahri, Maulana, and a few brothers came in as early as this time, really. And I never ever thought that anybody would come to the house of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala for this time. I mean, this time, preparing for the Fajr Salah.
Now, as our end of South African townships have been described as everything from poverty-ridden and destitute to the heartbeat and hidden jewels of the country. Mohamed reporting for Kara and Kasie.